an awful lot of charity work going on at the moment as this coronavirus continues to shut down the country effectively. You've obviously gotten involved in some yourself, which we'll come to in a minute, but it's been brilliant to see the GAA community rallying around so many different charities, hasn't it?
It's been unreal, yeah. In fairness, most people are cooped up in their house, and you can't go too far. And I think you're seeing the best in a lot of people, and the best in the GA community, really, with some of the things that are going on. You know, between like Carl Freeman, the Mayo hurler, running a marathon in his back garden, doing a 30-meter loop. God only knows how many times until he made it to 26 miles and raising over 60 grand. And there's also a load of other different things going on, and just people, yeah, people are very good. During a dark time and when a lot of support and things like that are needed, the GA community is usually the one constant that's going on in this thing. Everyone will pull together and do everything they can possibly for each other.
And I think that the DoItForDan fundraiser has really captured the imagination of the public, and they're more than three quarters of the way to getting the 2 million required for the surgery that Dan will need over in America. You decided to get involved as well. So what was it that kind of inspired you to try and raise money for both DoItForDan and also for PPE for frontline workers?
Yeah, I don't have a connection to the Do It For Dan, really. I know I would have known Niall Danaher from playing football. I just would have known of him. And his wife Aisling then as well, obviously, is Brendan Quigley's sister that used to play, Brendan that used to play with Laois, and Aisling played for the Laois footballers herself. But it's just kind of, I don't know, Eilert attempting it on off the ball last week. Was it last week or the week before? And I don't know, some like lunacy inside my head said, "Jeez, maybe that won't be too bad. Maybe I could give that a go." I'm kind of glad that I didn't just say I'll do it in a day's time or 2 days' time. I'm glad I gave myself like 10 days because, yeah, once you get stuck into it, it's every bit as bad and as hard as it sounds.
Yeah, 1,000 push-ups in an hour. I'm getting tired thinking about it. My arms are getting sore thinking about it. How do you even prepare yourself to do that? Because you would have never done that before, and that level of sort of burnout for your arms, oh, it's got to be sick.
Yeah, it was funny because I was in the girlfriend's house here in Dunboyne last Saturday night, and she was having a drink. She was having a drink for the first time, I think, during the coronavirus, just nearly through boredom more than anything else. So she had gotten a bottle of prosecco, and I was just like, "What am I going to do? What sort of buzz am I going to get?" So I just said I had this idea to push-ups. I just started doing push-ups on Saturday night, and I did about 500 in an hour with breaks in between. And then I just said, "And 20 if you do 17 a minute for every minute." So at the moment, what I'm trying to do is 17 a minute. So you do your 17, which takes usually 35 or 25 seconds. That means you have 35 seconds rest and you get to go again. Now you can do the 17 for a while, but eventually you'll get tired and you won't be able to do 17 together. You'll have to do 9 and 8. And then you're going to get more tired and you might do 6, 6, and 5. Then you're going to get more tired, and I imagine you'll be doing 2, and then a little break, and then it'll be 2, and then there'll be a stage where you get to a minute, and you'll be probably lucky to get 1 or 2 done. I don't know. I don't know what figure I have in my head about what I'll actually do in an hour. I'll go as hard as I can, and whatever I get in the hour, I'll stay going until I get to the 1,000. Then hopefully it won't take long after. But listen, miracles can happen. A fella texted me last night and said, "What odds?" He's involved in a racing game. He said, "What odds do you think you are completing it?" He said, "Someone's after offering me 20 to 1." I said, have a sneaky score. I said, at 20 to 1. I'll give you a run for your money. I don't know if I'll win, but I'll give you a run for your money.
I wouldn't put bad money on it now, to be honest with you. I have to say though, it's like you've already more than topped your goal, which was 5,000 euro. I had it up on screen there a second ago. Plenty of other people out there doing great stuff. I see a lot of current and ex players, for example, putting their jerseys and their boots up for auction also. So it's heartening to see.
It's great. I don't know who got them, but I saw it somewhere. Kieran MacDonald's old white Predators are up for auction. Like if I love memorabilia, I don't know if you could have a better piece for a glass case or something like that than those iconic boots. And funnily enough, like typical Kieran McDonald, he obviously just gave the boots to someone and wants absolutely nothing to do with it, or nothing to do with the publicity, or wants to be as far away from the limelight as possible. But God only knows what that would raise. If you had some mad Mayo head, that could raise 10 grand easy, no problem whatsoever. I think one of the best ones though is Cahir Healy. Like Cahir's a great lad, but he's a streak of kind of madness and lunacy in him as well. And he's going to score 1,000 points in football, and he's going to score 1,000 points in hurling. So he's going to kick a ball over the bar, collected, come back, put a hurling ball over the bar, collected, and he's going to do that 1,000 times in football, 1,000 times in hurling, and whatever distance he has covered in that time, whatever is left over, he's going to run the rest of a marathon. And just a little kicker, this is Cahir, who got his third cruciate surgery in about 3.5 years. About 2.5 months ago, I'd say, he'd a partially torn cruciate, got it refixed, hasn't told the Laois S&C boys, didn't tell him that he was doing this at all, only came out the other day when he did a video online. And yeah, like that's mad, but he obviously would have been teammates with Niall and would have known Aisling as well. So those are the sort of things. I saw a celebrity lip sync the other night with a load of famous Irish celebrities, a lot of GAA people. I think Davy Fitz was involved, saw Rob Kearney involved as well. There's GAA clubs doing 5Ks. You see people nominating each other. There's clubs doing relay runs, combined relays where they're running 400 kilometers between them. It's phenomenal. It's great to see if it keeps people sane during all this and raises money for all these good causes. It's an absolute no-brainer. It's good to see the best of people coming out in really, really hard times.